兄弟们，这周的 AI 圈简直像开了加速器，信息量大到让人头皮发麻。今天阿陈给大家做个硬核汇总，本周爆发的4个王炸级更新，个个都在疯狂端咱们打工人的饭碗，不想被淘汰的赶紧点赞收藏，咱们直接上干货。第一件大事 ，Codex 彻底进化为接管 Mac 电脑的幽灵助理，它早就不是个只能在网页里敲代码的工具了。这次更新独创的 Chronicle 功能，会像个隐形徒弟一样，默默盯盘，记住你每天的常规操作。比如你每天都要把报表整理发给老板，现在你只需打一句话，它就会调出属于自己的虚拟鼠标，自动替你去点开文件夹，提取数据，打开软件发送。接下来要出场的是我们的老熟人，国产之光 Kimi K2.6 开源模型大爆发，千万别以为免费开源就拉胯，它现在能在你本地直接拉起300个智能体同时协作，这是什么概念？相当于你同时白嫖了产品经理、UI 设计和程序员，你丢给他一张乱七八糟的手绘草图，这300个大脑瞬间分工，几秒钟就能给你吐出一个动态交互的商业级高级网页，前端代码写的比5年老油条还公正。第三件大事 GPT5.5 内测情报偷跑一键克隆系统。如果说 Kimi 是前端之王，那即将到来的 GPT5.5 就是后端的核武器。老外测试发现，你要给他看一眼别人家复杂的Excel财务系统，它不仅能把表皮画出来，还能把底层复杂的计算公式、数据库联动全部打通，直接无中生有克隆出一整套能跑的 SaaS 系统。来看这波零门槛生成全套交互逻辑的降维打击。
Today, I actually had created an Excel clone using the GPT5.5. It is something that is not just something that was cloned visually, but it actually feels real because you have grid behaviors, you have formatting, interactions, and it is scarily close to the real thing. This is something that I didn't really expect from the GPT5.5.
谷歌偷偷内测 Workspace 底层自动化 Agent， 彻底告别来回切换软件的折磨。谷歌把 AI 种在了你的办公全家桶底层。想象一个场景，客户发来一封长篇英文邮件，附带了一堆混乱的报价，你根本不用点开， AI 会在后台自动读完 Gmail， 精准提炼出核心数字，然后自动新建一个在线表格，分门别类填好，最后甚至能帮你草拟好回复的邮件。真正的文职救星来了，看谷歌官方实际演示。
And what I really think this would be useful for is having it work upon all the Google Workspace connections, which is going to be able to allow you to automate Gmail, your spreadsheets, anything that is cloud-based and Workspace related. Also, Google has now expanded access to your Google AI subscription, where it...
咱们普通人唯一的出路就是比其他人先学会驾驭它们。大家如果想零门槛使用这些 AI， 关注阿陈，然后在评论区收藏我的 AI 工具箱。那我们下期再见啦！
handle ongoing repeatable tasks. One of the biggest additions is computer use on macOS, where Codex can actually see, click, and type using its own cursor. It runs in the background without taking over your system, which means that it can handle things like front-end iteration, app testing, and workflows that don't even have APIs. On top of that, it now suggests image generations with GPT Image 1.5. By the way, we might even see GPT Image 2 soon, directly inside Codex. But this is something that lets you create front-end mockups, game assets, and UI designs without leaving your workflow. And automations have been also upgraded too, because tasks can now continue across sessions in the same thread. Codex can schedule work, pause, and then wake back up later with full context, whether it's finishing PRs or tracking ongoing projects. At this point, it is basically turning into a full super app for development and automation. And on top of that, they've also just released a research preview of something called Chronicle inside Codex. This essentially allows Codex to build memory from your day-to-day work on your computer. And then it uses those memories later to become completely and significantly more helpful and context-aware over time to help you and further assist whenever it's needed. It's currently available for pro users on Mac only, and while it's still early and fairly token-heavy, people inside OpenAI are already saying that it has noticeably changed how they use Codex in daily workflows. Next is an XAI model that I truly find underrated, the Grok 4.3 beta, which is something that is exceptional at front-end as well as coding-related tasks. This is where I had requested it to create a beautiful CSGO clone, and you can see that it actually created a full-on bazooka, which is incredible. But essentially, this is XAI's latest test model that is approximately 0.5 trillion parameters. It's a newer checkpoint. It has an improved architecture. And in terms of knowledge cutoff, it has been trained up to December 2025. You can easily access it if you are on Super Grok Heavy, and it should be available for most users soon. The key upgrades are native multimodal with better visual understanding, agentic tool use, coding. It is something that can even generate full docs, slides, PDFs, spreadsheets, and it also reasons better with fewer hallucination. Now, I know that model is great and all, but what's even more wild is what Elon had recently stated about the Grok roadmap. According to his comments, Grok 4.4 is expected to be a 1 trillion parameter model that is releasing early May, followed quickly by the Grok 4.5 at around 1.5 trillion parameters in late May. And then comes the biggest claim of all, Grok 5, being positioned as AGI. Now, if even partially accurate, that would basically mean that we're looking at two major model releases separating us from what he's calling AGI based off of his own timeline. And something to note is that we don't really know what Elon's definition of AGI is, so just keep that in mind. Next up, Alibaba has quietly dropped a preview of its flagship model, the Qwen 3.6 Max Preview. It's an early look at their next generation system, and the focus is clearly on stronger agentic coding capabilities compared to Qwen 3.6 Plus, along with better instruction following and improved real-world reasoning and knowledge reliability. In simple terms, it's designed to be smarter, more consistent in long horizon tasks, and more capable as an autonomous agent in practical workflows. Now, unfortunately, this isn't open source, but hopefully we can get an open source preview of this in the future. With the Google I/O conference roughly 28 days away, the hype is definitely starting to build up again, and Google has begun testing newer Gemini checkpoints inside the AI studio. Early signals suggest we could be looking at something like the Gemini 3.2 Pro or even the Gemini 3.5 Pro, and it is something that is significantly upgraded. There are also hints that what's being tested might actually be a lighter flash type variant of the Gemini 3.1 series, rather than a full flagship jump. But this is all speculation. From what we're seeing, the quality doesn't look like a major leap yet, but it's still very early in the A/B testing, so things could quickly change like we previously saw from the initial Gemini 3 release. Speaking of this new conference, the leaks are starting to surface, and Google is reportedly testing out a new co-work-style competitor inside Gemini and Gemini Enterprise, currently referred to as Agent. This is something that is going to function exactly like Cowork, And it is something that will let you essentially automate different sorts of agentic tasks. And it is something that exactly functions like Cowork, where you can delegate different goals, agent assignments, connect different sorts of applications. And what I really think this would be useful for is having it work upon all the Google Workspace connections, which is going to be able to allow you to automate Gmail, your spreadsheets, anything that is cloud-based and workspace related. Also, Google has now expanded access to your Google AI subscription, where it is something that works inside Google AI Studio. This means increased vibe coding limits and direct access to pro models without needing to link an API. So in practice, if you have the Pro or Ultra plan, you can use extended usage within the Google AI Studio. And to wrap it all up, we've even hit a point where robotics is starting to feel straight out of a sci-fi simulation powered by AI. There's now a full-fledged robot competing in a marathon, even outperforming humans in certain segments, which already feels a bit dystopian on its own. What's even more surreal is how it's engineered. The whole system, the movements, everything a part of it. It even functions like how a full-on F1 pit stop is simulated. And this is where humans step in quickly to service the robot, cool down the robot between runs, which is kind of funny. And in some cases, they are even using dry ice for cooling, which is essentially turning it into the F1 of robots. This is something that was fun, and I wanted to include it in today's video. If you like this video and would love to support the channel, you can consider donating to my channel through the Super Thanks option below. Or you can consider joining our private Discord, where you can access multiple subscriptions to different AI tools for free on a monthly basis, plus daily AI news and exclusive content, plus a lot more. But that's about it, guys, for today's video. I hope you found this video to be informative and that you were able to get some sort of value out of it. Make sure you go ahead and take a look at the second channel. This is where we're also constantly posting AI on a daily basis, as well as our newsletter, the Discord, as well as follow me on Twitter. And lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and please take a look at our previous videos so that you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys really shortly. Peace out, fellas.